Hi everybody, welcome to your weekly forecast for Monday, September 12th through Sunday, September 18th. And I would like to remind you guys to please like, share, and subscribe, especially, and comment on this video if you can, please. I would really appreciate it. Special thank you to my subscribers for your continued support. I really appreciate it. I also have a new report out that is called like your monthly love and luck. It's not really, I don't really have a title for it just yet, but that's it. The love and luck report for every month. There's a link there below in the description box. You can order it through the Ask Me a Question link there. You also have to email me anyway with all your birth info, so you might want to check that out there, okay? And also check out my monthly forecast, okay, for this month, right? So the only thing that we really have this week, okay, major aspects aren't even happening till Friday, okay? Friday the 16th. Venus in Virgo squares Mars in Gemini, and on the same day the Sun in Virgo opposes Neptune in Pisces. And then on Sunday the 18th, Mercury in Libra opposes Jupiter in Aries. And that's it. So let's get to your forecast. Hi Aquarius. So for you on Friday, September 16th, Venus in Virgo in your 8th house squares Mars transiting in Gemini in your 5th house, and on the same day the Sun in Virgo in your 8th house opposes Neptune transiting in your 2nd house of Pisces. Okay, so you know, square from Venus to Mars, not bad at all. Coming from your 8th house of it's a money house, you know, it's shared resources, shared money, shared bank accounts, credit card accounts, property of any kind that you may own with someone else. So more than likely a spouse, but it could also be a business partner, okay? If that's not what's in play here, you know, the discussion over how to spend what, and possibly someone spending too much money with this, the Sun in your 8th house opposing Neptune in your 2nd, both the money houses, right? 2nd house is earned income and your investments of any kind. You know, having Neptune here, sometimes, you know, it does make income a bit foggy, you know, but sometimes you could have this like dumb luck in a way when it comes to an investment. You could invest in something just because you have a feel for it. You just feel something like you know, it is a little bit psychic, like the planet Neptune, right? And you make a good investment. It doesn't pay off right away, possibly, but somewhere down the line it could. Okay, so that's kind of like the best thing that is there for Neptune in your 2nd house. Other than that, it's not really good when it comes to money. So you always have to keep an eye on your income to make sure, excuse me, if you work for someone else, you know, or even if you're self-employed, that the proper taxes are being taken out of your your paycheck, that you're not being charged for something such as insurance of some kind that you're not even interested in, yet you've been paying for it. For how long now? Same thing with any kind of service that you have, let's say like a streaming service, or Fios or satellite, whatever way you receive, you know, TV or view movies and stuff like that. You know, check these bills. Make sure that they're not adding stuff onto them. Also, the same thing with, you know, any kind of credit card or bank statement. Just check to make sure that they're correct, everything's correct. But this could be a discussion about who's spending too much money. If you do, if this is in regards to, let's say, like a spouse or your significant other, or, you know, a business partner. or even a close friend, you know. I mean, they could be wanting you to do something. Now, I call the Sun opposed Neptune, when Neptune's opposed by the inner planets like Sun, Venus, and Mercury, I call it the little white lie. You know, it's not that bad if it's opposed by an outer planet, one of the major ones, right? So somebody could be just lying to you about money they spent. You know, they took money out of the bank, or they, you know, used a credit card for something or other, and you're wondering, where did it all go? You know, could be something like that, okay? With the square from Venus to your 5th house where you have Mars, 5th house being the house of romance and fun, you know, any kind of entertainment. It's also the house of children, though, too. So, you know, maybe one of your kids, you know, slipped money out of your purse or something. You don't know. You know, it could be something like that. You find out that you even gave them money to spend on something at school that they were supposed to buy, and they ended up spending it on something else. Okay, or this, you know, 5th house is the house of romance, and we're right back to the whole schmeal of, you know, do you want to spend that much money on, you know, this person as far as romance goes? Okay, for Sunday, the 18th, Mercury in Libra in your 9th house opposes Jupiter, transiting in your 3rd house of Aries. So both of these planets and both of these houses are transportation houses. Okay, Mercury's a big communicator. Jupiter does help in a lot of ways as far as communication goes. But I'd have to say you could possibly receive some kind of long-distance communication. Could be by phone, regular phone, that could be like a pretty big deal. I would have to say it could be good news. But somebody could be really laying it on thick. You know, they're so excited to tell you something. But when everybody's all calmed down, you know, much later, it'll be maybe not as big news as it was when this person first told you. You could also have like the impromptu, you know, ability to take a trip of some kind, to travel somewhere, and it could be long distance. You know, you could just hop on a plane or even jump in a car. 3rd house is more like a road trip. You know, as long as you have Jupiter here, you could be taking a lot of little short road trips, you know, just to do it, you know, just for fun. And this could like be one of those times. Okay, for Virgo, on Friday, September 16th, Venus in your 1st house in Virgo, okay, squares Mars in Gemini in your 10th house, and on the same day, the Sun in Virgo in your 1st house opposes Neptune in your 7th house of Pisces. So, you know, Venus square Mars, Mars being in your 10th house of your career, your public persona, your how you're known by reputation by the public, okay, professionally and personally. Venus square Mars just means that, you know, your personality could be getting in the way a little bit, the more, actually very pleasant side of you, but wanting the nice things, you know, little Venus-related kind of things like, you know, just pleasantries of some kind. You're more involved with something like that rather than whatever is happening in your career or your public life. You know, you're softening that Mars actually being there and making you look like a real go-getter. So having Venus squaring the Mars, it just calms it down just a little wee bit. Now with the Sun opposed Neptune, Sun in your 1st house, Neptune in your 7th house of your partnerships, your business and romantic or close relationship with a friend or something or other. This is what I call the little white lie, okay? Where you may have to tell somebody, you know, just to like kind of keep them off your back, I would have to say. a business partner, you know, if it's in regards to your career. You know, something that you're doing, you know, like I said, it's a little white lie, so you could be telling them anything or just being very vague, you know, not really telling them too much, you know, because you're not sure. You could tell them you're not sure about what you're doing, which could actually be true too, right? If it's romantic, same thing, you know, you could say whatever you want to, but it is kind of to get out of some kind of sticky situation or conversation that you're having with one of these close relationships in your life, right? So on Sunday, the 18th, Mercury in Libra in your second house opposes Jupiter in your 8th house of Aries. And this is a very nice transit. An opposition to Jupiter is never really bad, and both of these are money houses. Okay, so, you know, I would have to say I would definitely play the lottery if I were you. On this day or even day before and day after, even if you just buy a rub-off ticket, I would do something like that. Especially having the Sun and Venus in your first house, which is kind of drawing things to you. But this opposition is between your second house of earned income, how you earn your money, and the 8th house of passive money, which is money coming to you through means other than earning it. So it could come to you in many ways. Actually, you could even just receive information on this day of money that's coming to you through some kind of settlement, legal or insurance payout. It could be an inheritance or legacy of some kind, or refund, or just an increase in your credit line or something or other. But this, I would play the lottery if I were you on this day. Okay, so for Capricorn, on Friday the 16th, Venus in Virgo in your 9th house squares Mars in Gemini in your 6th house. And on the same day, the Sun in Virgo in your 9th house opposes Neptune transiting in your 3rd house of Pisces. So square from Venus in your 9th house to Mars in your 6th house of the workplace, your co-workers, the kind of work that you do, your house of health, and your house of service. So I would have to say that right now, you know, with all these planets in your 9th house of philosophy and your religious beliefs, your outlook on life, your personal philosophy on life, religious beliefs even, but your cultural background, how you were raised even, and having Mars in your 6th house of health, among many other things. It is the house of work. So you could have an increased workload, but you could also have an awful lot of physical energy there to do some kind of work. But I would have to say that you are physically working out. You know, if you haven't done this in the past, there is something that you could be doing right now to help exert energy, because when Mars is here, and it's going to be here up until March, it does make you a little bit antsy and physically wanting to be physically active. So if it's something like that you weren't the type of person to work out in the past, I would have to say that you are possibly taking up something foreign, some kind of foreign way, even if it is, you know, I don't know, the martial arts even, to stay in shape, or yoga, or anything, you know. But it could be something different than what maybe like the people around you do, or you know, you could even take up dance of some kind, like ballet or whatever. Okay, but something a little different. Now with the Sun in your 9th house opposing Neptune in your 3rd house, okay, these are both communication and travel houses. And with this opposition from the Sun, Mercury, or Venus in opposition to Neptune, just usually means a little bit of a white lie. So I would have to say that someone could tell you, maybe in a phone conversation or some kind of conversation. You could even get some kind of letter in the mail that doesn't make any sense. It could be somebody trying to weasel money out of you, you know, some kind of weird I don't know, it could be a bill collector or something like that, or some kind of so-called legal matter that just doesn't make any sense. So I wouldn't pay too much attention to any kind of mail that I got at this time, you know, unless that you know it's for real. And even then, there's something about it that just isn't true. You know, it's far-fetched is what it is. So just remember, anyone tells you a kind of conversation that you have on this time, at this time, any kind of communication, it's hard to believe, and it really is, because it's probably not true. Okay? So for Libra, on Friday the 16th, Venus in Virgo in your 12th house squares Mars, transiting in your 9th house in Gemini, and on the same day, the Sun in Virgo in your 12th house opposes Neptune in Pisces in your 6th house. So, very nice square, actually. Venus and Mars just kind of means that maybe you want the attention of someone who, I don't know, lives at a distance. They could be a mentor of some kind, a teacher. You know, it could even be like, though, just a friend. But for some reason or other, you would like to have their attention, even if it's just to discuss whatever with them, or just to acknowledge you in some way or other. But it's a little bit of a secret. You may have a secret crush on someone, okay, that does live at a distance. Maybe they just don't know about it just yet, okay. On the same day, with the Sun in Virgo in your 12th house opposes Neptune in your 6th house, okay, Pisces. 6th house is the workplace, your co-workers, the kind of work that you do. It's also your house of health and your house of service. So having planets in your 12th house of secrets, though, confidence is behind the scenes actions taken by you or someone else. It's also your downtime, kind of, where you spend time on yourself or alone, preparing for when planets move into your first house, okay? And the Sun especially, so you'll be right out there. So for now, you could be doing some stuff, possibly making arrangements, let's say like with a co-worker, about a work somewhere in the future. You're doing something behind the scenes in regards to the kind of work that you do, or your work schedule. Even you could even be looking for another job and not want your employer or anyone else to know about it. Could be something like that. But it just could be like you're just doing something in secret in regards to like your work or your health. Okay, you could be having your health checked out. You could also, though, find out a secret about someone you work with, or someone that you work for, you know, the company you work for, or if you're self-employed, a client, or a co-worker, something or other, okay? And it could be health related, though, too. You could find out something about someone else's health that they've been keeping from you, okay? So on Sunday the 18th, Mercury in your first house in Libra, okay, opposes Jupiter in Aries in your 7th house of partnerships and close relationships, like a business partner, a romantic partner, a close friend, okay? I like oppositions to Jupiter because they're never really bad. They just make you go overboard in some way, okay? So just try not to, in conversation, promise more than you can actually give. When it comes to, let's say like a romantic partner or a business partner or some kind of arrangement or agreement. That's the 7th house, okay? These are agreements, even a handshake deal that you're making with somebody. You know, you're thinking real big right now. You know, you got lots of opportunities. As long as Jupiter's here in your 7th house, you've got new opportunities for new partnerships of any kind coming into your life. When Jupiter is here, sometimes people get married, okay? They make a definite, they make a permanent commitment to one another. So you really have to think about stuff like that. So just don't promise more than you can actually deliver, okay?